Hello, you sexy sons of guns. Man, that sounds depressing. Anyways, hello, and welcome to Way of Retribution Awakening. My name is Sugi Doogie, and this will be the very first video I ever upload onto my channel, and possibly the last one I'll ever upload. Who knows? Now, what is Way of Retribution Awakening? God, it's a long title, that's what it is. Anyways, let's just call it War for now. It is a Souls-like app game, or Souls-like phone game I should rather say, which I personally believe is quite decent, and I'll be sharing it. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Souls games are, they're really hard games. They're games that are supposed to be very hard. Now, I played through the beginning section, at very least to the first boss, let's say, and from there I'll be sharing my experiences and all that. The main reason I'm doing this is because I like the game to be shared, and who knows, maybe I can make a career out of being a YouTuber. Oh, this guy's nice. I like this one, it looks very Leonidas-y. Let's change his hair. As a personal metalhead, I like the heavy metal look. The whole beard, long hair and all that. Blue eyes are good. I like blue eyes. I got blue eyes. And so forth. I'm sorry if it's a little bit crazy. I'm just rushing into it. Like I've said, I've gone through most of this already. I've actually tried to record this video more than once. Ran into a few problems. Gotta love your first video ever. And so yeah. Now, what will I name this character? No, I'm not creative enough to make a fun name. Hold up. Jesus Christ. Shut up! I am not creative enough to make a funny character name. So let's deal with a nice one. Sebastian. If any of you are like a point of reference on what phone I'm playing on that causes to maybe make the game look nice and smooth, silky, is I'm playing on a Hawaii P30 Lite. So use that as a point of reference on what you might need to make this game run smoothly. You might need something a little bit less high quality. I wouldn't say my phone is the highest of high quality, but it's decent enough that I am very appreciative for once I have a good phone. Alright, now, this is a Souls game, therefore everything wants to kill you. And this is just a little thing on things. Alright, now, like a Souls game, it still has a lot of its mechanics, such as backstabbing, which deals extra damage. It does have random crits, which is interesting, I learned. Unless that's just the backstabbing. And it also has targeting and all those things. But what it does have, or what it has differently from the original Souls game, is just a simple, quick maneuver on leveling up. You don't have to go talk to anyone, you don't have to rest at a bonfire and all that. Stats-wise, though, it's still pretty much the same. Now, for the beginning of this, I will be putting all my points into things such as strength, agility, and health, because I actually, like I said, haven't played much of it, and so I don't know. Excuse that. Shh, I'll be fat forever. I don't know what would be useful later on. So that's in fact why I went for such a basic character. Oh, I missed something back here. I remember there's a chest back here, so for any of you who are curious, there's a chest here that has some pretty alright loot. Herbs. I've learned that herbs that they heal over time, similar to the soul gem fragments you get. I believe that's what no, not soul gem. Yeah, soul gem fragments you get in the Souls games. And yes, I will be referring to the Souls games a lot. Now you can jump down there, but it's more of just a shortcut around, and I like going the long way for that beautiful, that sexy XP. Okay, there's a boss down there. Just checking for chests. It's never a bad thing to look around unless you're terrified, which hopefully that's what it's gonna be like, because oh, you asshole. Ooh, there you go, backstab. But the key thing now is that hopefully this game does get a little bit more terrifying and difficult, because it's one thing everyone loves about the Dark Souls game, being terrified to take a corner, because then if you can jump at you and kill you instantly. I should have drank water before I did this recording. Something's... oh, probably just about the herbs. Anyways. Now, I must admit that I really like this game a lot. I think it's a good, let's say fan-made game that sort of allows you to carry a Souls-like game around, you know? I've always wanted one. I've always wanted a portable Souls game. Maybe Switch, yeah, you get on that? But, one thing about the game that I don't like, or two things, one of which is there's almost never music in the background, even during the boss fights, or the boss fight I went through. And that is horrible for the main fact that when you fight the boss, you don't feel like you're as in such a dire state. You kind of just feel like you're just whacking an enemy with a higher health bar. The boss doesn't feel like a threat because the music is not there. And another thing I have is just certain areas like this, the color palette is very bad. I feel like it was just given in a blue tint. Because there's another areas, the game looks beautiful. It's got really nice color palette, especially in the outside areas. But areas like this, I think they just grabbed the normal palette and then just gave it a massive blue tint instead of actually going and doing the parts. And I guess, yeah, it's a free mobile game. You shouldn't complain about it because, well, he's not getting paid. I haven't even run into advertisements, which is highly commendable. And if he has a Patreon, or the developers have a Patreon, I advise you to go and support. Oh, item, because it's a good game. I don't know what else I should say about that. What I picked up now is a flask repellent thing, charge stone. This stone is used to increase the charge in your bottle. I'm assuming the bottle they're referring to is these little health vials. I wouldn't know, because if it was an Estus flask, I would have been like, oh yeah, definitely cool. But I'm not sure if these operate in the same way, if they're not just some standard health pots and whatnot. Oh, and here's another example. So you can see already, right there, such a beautiful color palette. And you got this blue room, which is pretty meh and lame, if you ask me. Oh. There you go. I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit just so you can hear that that good juicy slices. Fuck off! I really should turn off notifications. Don't mind that. Like I said, this is my first video anyways, so those mistakes will happen. I think next time I'll just do it when everyone's asleep. Oh, sexy. Oh, you're looking good tonight. Oh, don't pick me up. Ow, you butt. Oh, you're dead now. Not so sexy in that suit anymore. Dead. Oh, dude, spear. For what I've learned from this game is you always want to challenge the dudes with the spear by going onto their right side. They can't hit you as easy. Yeah, it's cheap, but I mean, if it's gonna be a Souls-like game, they gotta expect some cheap tactics used every now and then. It's not cheap, it's survival. There's a fly flying around and he was busy touching me. Stop touching me! I said that wrong, but okay. Like I said, I'm doing those because I don't know what it is. Usually, putting your points in the normal Souls game into strength and dexterity allows you to use more powerful weapons and stuff like that, while putting in health makes sure you die a lot less. Oof, feels like I got a spike in my back for some reason. Anyways. I actually don't know why it always shows a little tag where I'm assuming it's whenever I pick up gold, which is kind of annoying if you ask me. I think this is something to do with improving your damage. Buff of Scroll, very interesting name. Temporary increases point attack, I'm guessing. The scroll effects is disappears when using a swine. I can't read because I'm a dum-dum. Anyways. Sent to the Fog. These are usually, in the Souls games, bosses. Looking for trouble? I arrange I fire. Ha! On guard. I actually think he has a voice. It's just he was standing so far away. Nope, no. Alright, so this is the first boss. He's nothing crazy. You can beat him quite easily just by keep going to the right. There will be times where you panic a little bit because he's not kicking your ass, but otherwise doing this. Oh, what the fuck? Doing that just works smoothly. Oh, you asshole. For some reason I'm not hitting him. There we go. Okay, pull up shield. Take a right, come on. You can't beat Circle Shaking. Circle Shaking's been in Dark Souls for years. And you can't defeat it because you're just a really big reskinned spear dude. Oh god. Oh shit. Man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land. Not you understand. Another tidbit, if you jump in, now I don't know if it tells you this, because I am an idiot, so I would have missed it. But when you pull up your shield, press it once to toggle it, instead of holding it in. You don't have to hold it in. I would hold it in and then wonder why he wasn't pulling up his shield, and then I learned later on that you just have to toggle it. I'm gonna use this now because he's down. I'm gonna use this opportunity to heal faster. Hold up, bam, bam, bam. Cheapest way to beat a boss. Also very effective. Oh, didn't drop anything. I was hoping you would. Alright, let's level up on what. Go away. This game apparently has quests in them. I haven't experienced much except for maybe the main one that we will have a guy outside this door discuss with us. Bow now. Boom. Money. Right. I think. Oh, this is actually another example of the whole palette thing and the appearance of the game. I really do like the fact that we fight in like a dirt arena and everything. But my one problem with this is why it feels a bit odd. Just randomly fighting in a dirty arena, just on the path of a castle without any, I don't know, ways of looking in. It'd be cool if they had maybe just a little bit of a walkway there. But again, it's a free game, and you shouldn't gripe too much on things that are free because you might as well just not have it at all. It didn't take anything but time to get it, so you have to be decent every now and then. Stop, there was a misunderstanding. I am Laurie. We are not enemies. I thought you were led by the dark. You severed the link between their world and ours and closed the gap. Please mind my reading, by the way. The Dark Guardians have stopped your interference. Now you will be persecuted. I almost already said prostituted. Oh, I was still reading, you retard. Alright, but he's not gonna kill me, so... Wait a minute. Oh! There's a little special shop here. Interesting. I did not know that. I assumed I had to go talk to someone, and then eventually that happens. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, here you go. These are basically the Firelink Shrines, or very least this game's version of them. It's just called the Flame Shrine. You can do stuff like teleport to Refuge Accursed, which I have no clue what that is. Take a rest and get the blessing of the shrine. I'm going to take a rest. Ooh, my hand shake there for a second. Alright, and that should replenish everything, and it even replenished my health files. Interesting. Let's go to the Refuge of Accursed. Yes, I'm ready. Now, what does this mean? I hope it just doesn't teleport me back to the beginning of the game. No. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's see what this is. Watch ads and get... No, I'm not gonna watch your damn ads. Let's see. Hello. Oh, you must be a shop. Merchant. Buy weapons. Ah, okay. So this is the shop that I was just not talking about. The thing where I thought you had to go out and look for merchants and stuff. Interesting gear. Ooh, I like the look of this one. Spear, old two-handed blade. This is actually pretty cool. Can I go back? Oh, close it down here. You can also retard, right? Buy armor. Interesting. Some of these look really cool. Okay, no, that is definitely the shield from Skyrim. That looks like Ariel's shield from Skyrim. I have to just point that out. It's kind of funny. I think there was another piece of armor or weaponry that looked a lot like it came from Skyrim. Not to throw shade or anything, it's just, it is a little funny thing to notice. In fact, wait, I think I can find it probably. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, there we go. Nordic bow. That definitely looks like a Nordic steel bow. Again, I'm not really crapping on the game, Dragon Bow, because the person obviously took inspiration from games such as Skyrim and whatnot, but it is still funny to notice. And it looks like it's only with the bows. I don't see any other weapons that take inspiration from Skyrim or nothing really comes to mind. Not even like a dragon bone or an ebony one or anything like that. But yeah. Well, that's very interesting, very cool. Combine different things with tasks. I guess that's what it's about the things. I'll see you later, Sebastian. Awesome. So, I think this is where I'm going to leave my first episode off. Because, it's a good spot, it's still a safe area, and yeah, Blacksmith, nice. But thank you for watching my first ever video. I hope you like it. I hope you'll come back for seconds and all of that. But if you don't, just understand that you need to stay sexy out there. See you around.